with the help of Shimeshwar Prabhu's coordination here. So thank you all for joining. Um, in the previous chapter, Madhupati Prabhu, I think he covered um, deliverance of Nalakuvara and Manigriva. So this Nalakuvara and Manigrava is the whole month of Kartik. It is recommended to pray to the Damodara form of the Lord. So what is Damodara form? Dama is a rope. Udara means a belly. So the one whose belly is tied or bound with a rope is Dama Udara. Any name of the Krishna, right? Is basically his pastimes, right? What is Krishna? Krishna means beautiful. Damaudra means the one with bound with the ropes, right? Like that. You take any name of the Lord, so they are basically the pastimes. They're related to the names of the Krishna are related to the pastimes has performed. That's how he gets his names. So in this Leela, this chapter 10 was so important for this month because this whole month we are praying to Damodara, and this Leela explains the whole thing, the Samambonam, or the summary of the whole Leela, like how Mother Yashoda was churning the butter, and Krishna broke the parts of the butter and all those things, right? Mother Yashoda tries to catch Krishna and he was running away. So because he was so naughty, she tries to catch him and bind him up with the rope, and she was running short of 2 fingers short every time. The more she got the ropes from all over the Vrindavan, Brajamandal, from all the ladies, from all the residents of the Vrindavan, but she was always getting short because Krishna is unlimited. Even though he came as a small little boy, but in reality he's unlimited. If Krishna thinks that no one can conquer me, no one can conquer him. No one. But because he saw the effort of the mother, and because he gave the mercy, because he saw the effort, he produced his mercy arised, and and he agreed to get bound by Mother Yashoda. The same Krishna, thousands and thousands of years, yogis are trying to catch him with the meditation austerities they are performing. It's super hard for them. Like 10,000 years it took for Vasudeva and Devaki. They both in the previous life, right? They both meditated for 10,000 years, constantly thinking about Krishna, right? Then they got Krishna as their son. And that too only for a few minutes, and he left from there, from the Mathura jail, right? So that is the Durlabha. Durlabha means it's not possible. It's kind of impossible to get Krishna. But what yeah, but somehow for Yashoda Maya, he is delivered. Like he got bound, and it shows that this Leela shows the mercy of the Lord. In the same way, when he was bound, he not only got bound by the rope, but he delivered two sons of Kuvera. They are Nalakuvara and Manigriva. They were cursed to become trees by Narada Muni some previous lives, long time back. And when they approached Narada Muni to please forgive them, then they said, then Narada Muni said, "Don't worry, you just be here, and one day Krishna will deliver you. So a boy called Krishna will come and he'll deliver you." So that's what is the story. So I wanted to just go a little back to talk about it because this is the month which we are following, Damodar month, Radharani special month. So that's why I want to talk about that. Now, in this series of the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so we are talking about the pastimes, right? One after another. Uh, the devotees always Tushyanticha Ramanticha. They always discuss about the pastimes of the Krishna or about the leelas of the Krishna, and they enjoy the Ramanti. They get pleasure by discussing the pastimes of the Lord. So similarly, um, when Krishna was small, those pastimes are so cute, right? We saw the first one, he killed Putana, then he killed the Shakatashura just by kicking the cart, the bullock cart. The demon came as a bullock cart. and Krishna extended his feet. He was a small little boy. He extended feet and kicked that bullock cart, and he killed the bullock cart with the demon called as Shakadashura. Like that, he kept on killing demons. He came to deliver. That's why he was here. So that is a part of his like paritrana yasadunam vinashayika dushkritam. So dushkritam, so to deliver, to kill the miscreants and to deliver the pious people. It is one of the reasons for his appearance in this world, right? One of the reasons. So that way he was killing or eradicating the miscreants one after another. So in this lesson or today's class, we talk about Krishna's killing of Vatsasura and Bakasura. So what I will do, we'll read through the uh, we breeze through, basically not reading, but we'll breeze through the this is a big chapter, so we'll breeze through the topics, and we'll go to the points there. Okay. When the twin Arjuna trees fell to the ground, making a sound like falling of thunderbolts, all the inhabitants of Gokula, including Nanda Maharaj, immediately came to the spot. They were very much astonished to see how the great trees had suddenly fallen, because they could find no reason for their falling down. They were puzzled, right? If if you have a huge trees in your courtyard, like I have two huge pine trees right in my backyard. So if they fall suddenly, what would I think? I mean, there is no wind, there is no storm. How would I like it's disturbing. It makes a lot of noise. So same thing happened when the two Arjuna trees they fell down. It made a lot of noise, and suddenly everyone started going towards that noise, where the noise came from, and Nanda Maharaj was also there, right? Because they could not no reason for their falling down, they were puzzled. It's obvious. When they saw child Krishna bound up to a wooden mortar by the ropes of Mother Yashoda, they thought that it must have been caused by some demon. So every time they found Krishna in trouble, right? Trinavarta, they found that Krishna was in trouble. They came when the wind swirling demon came in, he was there and Putana was there. So they know that if maybe some demon did it. Otherwise, how is it possible? At the same time, they were very much perturbed because such uncommon incidents were always happen to child Krishna. So this is what I said: uncommon incidents always with Krishna. While the cowherd men were thus contemplating the small children who were playing there, informed the men that the trees had fallen because Krishna had pulled the wooden mortar with the ropes binding him. Krishna came in between the two trees, they explained, and the wooden mortar was topsy-turvied and stuck in between the trees. Krishna pulled the rope and the trees fell down. When the trees fell down, two very dazzling men came out of the trees and they said something to Krishna. So this is they because children they don't hide or they don't lie, and they just explain exactly what they have seen. They're saying that Krishna was coming, I was passing through the between those two trees, but his granite motor got stuck between those trees, and when he pulled the granite motor, both the trees fell down, and two dazzling men, those are Nalakura and Manigrava, they came. So who will believe children's words here? But how is it possible? Like if someone tells me the story that your son was running around and he pulled a car with his hands, I mean, I don't believe it, right? Or he pushed a car and car went into the woods. Like I don't believe that. So same thing happened. Most of the courtmen didn't believe the statement of the children. They could not believe that such things were at all possible. Some of the men, however, believed them and told Nanda Maharaj, "Your child is different from all other children. He just might have done it." So they have seen it. They have seen Putana's incident, such a horrible incident, right? Killing a huge demon just by sucking the milk out of her. So that is Krishna. Nanda Maharaj smiled to hear about the extraordinary abilities of his son. He came forward and untied the knot just to free his wonderful child. So now the question is, Nanda Maharaj smiled of extraordinary abilities. He came forward and tied the knot just to free his wonderful child. So Now the question to think is, before this, right? Friends of Krishna were there. They were trying to untie. Mother Yashoda was tied Krishna to the wooden grinding motor, and she got busy with her work. But at that point of time, what would Krishna's friends do? Wouldn't they try to untie him? They tried. They could not be successful. They were not successful to open him up. All other gopis or other matajis in the from the Vrindavan, they tried. They were not able to open it up. But the moment Nanda Maharaj saw it, he just untied it, just like that. The question is why? Why it was untied when Nanda Maharaj was tried? When Nanda Maharaj untied it, why it opened up? Why that not opened up? Why not before?
Because Krishna wanted to let credit get to his father.
No, why not? Why didn't he want that credit to go to the children, other friends, or gopis?
And again, after these trees fell down, he was also a little scared. Okay, let it get out now.
Yeah, yeah, Mataji, yeah, that's you're right. But the Acharyas explain, not me, but Acharyas explain that because that rope was. You remember, Mother Yashoda had so much of trouble to tie it.
Yes.
So when she was tying it, finally she got tied. That 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 knot was filled with the Vatsalya prema, the love of parental affection or parental love was filled with that parental love. So others cannot, like this was the explanation given by the Acharyas, right? So others doesn't have, like no one is qualified other than Vatsalya means parental love. Who is the other parent? Nanda Maharaj is a parent, so he could open it up. If it was some other kind of a love, like it's like a um, friendly love or some other love, like it would have been opened. But the point is, like, it is Vatsalya knot. It's the knot is done with that love from parental love. So that's why the other parent, who is Nanda Maharaj, could open it. That's what is the explanation they give.
Mhm.
Yeah, he came forward and untied the knot just to free his wonderful child. After being freed from Nanda Maharaj, Krishna was taken onto the laps of elder gopis. They took him away to the courtyard of the house and began to clap, praising his wonderful activities. Krishna danced along with their clapping. So Krishna is dancing when they're clapping and singing. And think about the situation, right? Just imagine how it will be like. Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, uh, Yashvais यस्वैष निश्वसित काल मथावलंब्य जीवंति लोम विलज जगदंडनाथ विष्णु स्वहंस कला विशेषो गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. So the Mahavishnu, who is a uh, who is an expansion of Krishna, right? When he exhales, the universes, millions of universes come out of his pores of the skin, right? And they exist till the exile is happening. Meaning, whatever you see living now, whatever we are today, whatever the universes are existing, the planetary systems, the meteors, everything is existing because this is the exile period of Mahavishnu, who is a expansion of planetary expansion of the Lord Krishna. That is the that when what happens when Mahavishnu inhales. When he inhales, everyone will go back. Everything will be closed. No Brahmas, no Indras, no demigods, no human beings, no living entities. And there is no material world when he inhales. So the life of what we are seeing on this earth, right, is
Excellent.
exhale, is a exhale duration. Like how long do we exhale? We exhale like what? 30 seconds? If you're doing yoga, like 60 seconds maximum. Right? Pranayama, if you're practicing pranayama, we can do like 60 seconds of exhale, but not more than that. But Mahavishnu is a planetary portion of Krishna. It's not even Krishna. We're talking about planetary portion of Krishna. When he exhales, the amount of time it takes in his exhale is all the living entities, all the life, whatever we see.
Wow.
So that Vishnu, that Krishna, Now he is dancing for the clappings of the, just like a small little boy, like clapping for the songs of other gopis. Do you understand what is the mercy of Krishna here? Like, he gets bound by the love of these gopis. Why would he dance? He's the supreme personality of Godhead, right? I mean, his position is completely different. We cannot even fathom how big he is. But still, he is merciful enough to give us darshan in the form of a deity. But still, he
Mhm.
dances for the clapping of us. We understand, right? I mean, that is the mercy of the Lord. That is the uh, complete. I mean, he has no bounds. Like, if we love someone, if we give that, if you attract Krishna, that is the problem, right? Why he doesn't take us back? Why we have to live in this world for millions and millions and millions of years, millions and millions of births? Because we're not qualified to go there. Once you get qualified to go there, you can attract Krishna. Means you're attracting Krishna. He'll become your servant.
Mhm.
And that was demonstrated by his dear friend, right? Sudama. He went. It's not a lie. I mean, like, Prabhuji, you're saying that Krishna will become a servant, and Prabhuji, you're saying that this is maybe gopis are in Vrindavan, Brajamandal, so maybe that is possible for them because they all came from Vrindavan and Brajamandal, from Goloka. But Sudama is his friend. He demonstrated live when in while he was performing the pastimes on this earth. He has demonstrated that. So that is the love Krishna can give. Like when Sudama went to visit, he didn't ask how much money he has, what kind of clothes he was wearing, what kind of food he has brought to him, what kind of gifts. Generally, if you visit a king or if you visit any person, if you visit a family, any other family,
He don't
you
give chawal.
go with a small little better gifts, right? But Sudama didn't have anything. Krishna didn't even ask for it. Krishna was washing the feet of Sudama because he came all the way from his village to Dwarka. And who was fanning him when Krishna was washing the feet? Lakshmi Devi. Rukmini Devi was fanning him. That is the greatness of Krishna. That is Krishna. If we attract Krishna, there is nothing. I mean, he'll just become your servant. So that is what he's doing. Krishna is dancing while they're clapping. The Supreme Lord Krishna, being completely controlled by gopis, sang and danced just like a puppet in their hands.
He acted like an innocent boy, Prabhuji.
Yeah, just like a puppet. Like, but in reality, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like,
I know, but he acts like he don't wanted to tell anybody that I'm a god, don't want to show up. So he act like a innocent boy, just like nothing happened.
yeah, so look at that. Sometimes Mother Yashoda used to ask Krishna to bring her. Oh, this is another super important, nice paragraph. Sometimes Mother Yashoda used to ask Krishna to bring her wooden plank for sitting, right? Mother Yashoda sits on the plank, or maybe sits on the plank to cook or to do some churning of the butter. So she maybe have already started working. So she asks, "Hey Krishna, can you bring the wooden plank?" He brings it. Although the wooden plank was too heavy to be carried by a child, still somehow or other Krishna would bring it to his mother. The second point, sometimes his father, while worshipping Narayana, would ask him to bring his wooden slippers, and Krishna, with great difficulty, would put the slippers on his head and bring them to his father. Do you see what is he doing? Just menial. When he was asked to lift some heavy article and was unable to lift it, he would simply move his arms. In this way, daily, at every moment, he was the of reservoir of all pleasure for his spirits. The Lord was exhibiting such childish dealings with the inhabitants of Vrindavana because he wanted to show the great philosophers and sages, searching after the absolute truth, how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is controlled by and subject to desires of his pure devotees. So he's telling that is the same thing, right? There are philosophers and the the sages who are performing the austerities to catch hold of absolute truth through their thinking and to their philosophy learnings. So he's showing them that it's easy, just perform the pure devotional service. You don't have to do anything, just be a pure devotee. Right? One day a fruit vendor came before the house of Nanda Maharaj. Upon hearing the vendor call, if anyone wants fruits, please come and take them from me. Child Krishna immediately took some grains in his palms and went to get fruits in exchange. In those days, exchange was by barter. Therefore, Krishna might have seen his parents acquire fruits and other things by bartering grain, and so he imitated. But his palms were very small, and he was not very careful to hold the grains tight, so he was dropping them. The vendor who came to sell fruit saw this and was very much captivated by the beauty of the Lord. So she immediately accepted whatever few grains were left in his palms and filled his hands with fruits. In the meantime, the vendor saw that her whole basket of fruit had become filled with jewels. The Lord is bestower of all benedictions. If someone gives something to the Lord, he is not the loser, he is the gainer by a million times.
Mm.
Right? Such a nice gesture, because we have to understand Krishna is the Lakshmipati, right? We all chase uh, and try to get money. We all do whatever we want to do to get money, different ways, right? We do Lakshmi Puja, Ganesh Puja, all pujas we do. Um, I'm not telling it's wrong, but what I'm trying to say is like we are in reality, if we satisfy or if we get attraction of Lord Krishna, the all these things, the opulences and everything will come up. Right? Bhakti, what is that verse? You do bhakti, everything else will come to you automatically. You don't need to do any extra effort for it. So this example shows that Krishna was very small and he picked some grains, like for the barter system, right? To get fruits, they have to give the something and in exchange. So Krishna picked up some grains and they were not enough, and he was dropping them. They were small and he was dropping them. By the time he reached the fruit vendor, that lady, and he showed the palm, there were like two or three maybe grains left, but still she gave fruits to Krishna. His hands were filled with like both the hands were filled with fruits, but in return to that, Krishna is not he doesn't want anything, but now he wants love. You show the love, he will give it multiple times back. On an exchange of fruits, he gave her jewels, like expensive jewels. So that is Krishna. One day, Lord Krishna, the liberator of twin Arjuna trees, was playing with Balarama and other children on the bank of the Yamuna. And because it was already late in the morning, Rohini, the mother of Balarama, went to call them back home. But Balarama and Krishna were so engrossed in playing with their friends that they did not wish to go back. They just engaged themselves in playing more and more. When Rohini was unable to take them back home, she went home and sent Mother Yashoda to call them again. Mother Yashoda was so affectionate toward her son that as soon as she came out to call him, her breast filled with milk, she loudly cried, "My dear child, please come back home. Your time for lunch is already past." She then said, "My dear Krishna, oh my dear lotus-eyed child, please come and suck my breast. You have played enough. You must be very hungry, my dear little child. You must be tired from playing so long." She also addressed Balrama thus, "My dear Rama, the glory of your family. My dear child, please come back with your younger brother, Krishna, immediately. You have been engaged in playing since early morning, and you must be very tired. Please come back and take lunch at home. Your father Nanda Maharaj is waiting for you. He has to eat, so you must come back so that he can eat." So, Yashoda Maya, motherly love is there. So Mother Rohini went and they called. They didn't listen. Krishna and Balram, they didn't come back. When Yashodamaya went and gave all the explanation that, Nanda Maharaj, your father is waiting for you to eat. So that is the quality of a father. Quality of a parent is that you have to make sure that your children is are fed. Your children are the dependents on you. Like, your children are your parents or your elderly parents, um, or in your yeah. They have to be fed before you eat yourself. So that's one good lesson we can learn from here. So just by listening to that, as soon as Krishna and Balram heard that Nanda Maharaj was waiting for them. So this is the point, right? Nanda Maharaj was waiting. So when
Mm.
when a father or a parent uh, develops such a nice culture in treating the children, in feeding he's not taking the food before feeding the children, right? So then the children also will act accordingly. Oh, my father is waiting. Oh, let's run. And do you understand what I mean? So you get what you give, like, right? You give before you expect something, you have to have performed some kind of uh, actions in such a way that they'll give, right? Before you ask for something, you should have done something. So sorry, I'm not putting it right way, but what I'm trying to say is, like, because Nanda Maharaj was waiting for all these days, all these years, he was waiting for children to eat before he eats. And children also had the responsibility. Oh, my father is waiting, so let us run. He'll not eat. So that love, that exchange, that bonding will form because of that. So as soon as Krishna and Balrama heard that Nanda Maharaj was waiting for them and could not take his food in their absence, they started to return. Their playmates complained. What happened? They started to return. Their playmates complained. Krishna is leaving us just at the point when our playing is at the summit. Next time we shall not allow him to leave. So the playmates started, and, hey Krishna, you're running away. No, 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 it's not fun. You're no, we're about to win, and you're just going away to dodge, and you don't want to show that you're losing or something like that. They threatened, and they also said that we're not going to let him allow. We're not going to allow him to play with us next time. Then Krishna, his playmates then threatened not to allow him to play with them again. Krishna became afraid. Krishna is acting as small little regular Gopa, right? There is no he's like he's just acting as a regular boy. Like Krishna became afraid, and instead of going back home, he went back again to play with the boys. At that time, Mother Yashoda scolded the children and told Krishna, "My dear Krishna, do you think that you are street boy? You have no home? Please come back to your home. I see that your body has become very dirty from playing since early morning. Now come home and take your bath. Besides, today is your birthday ceremony." Okay, that was Janmashtami. "Therefore, you should come back home and give cows in charity to the Brahmanas. Don't you see how your playmates are decorated with ornaments by their mothers? You should also be cleansed and decorated with nice dress and ornaments. Please, therefore, come back, take your bath, dress yourself nicely, and then again you may go on playing." This is as, like, yeah, Mother Yashoda, yeah, typical mothers, right? They always scared of, like, they're protecting their children and telling them to be neat and clean. And so, anyway, so that was Janmashtami anyway. In this way, Mother Yashoda called back Krishna and Balrama, who were worshipable by great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. She was thinking of them as her children. When Mother Yashoda's children Krishna and Balrama came home, she bathed them very nicely and dressed them with ornaments. She then called for the Brahmanas, and through her children, she gave many cows in charity for the occasion of Krishna's birthday. In this way, she performed the birthday ceremony of Krishna at home. So Janmashtami, they perform. From this we learned that we have to donate on the day of our birthdays.
Okay.
Birthdays or whatever we celebrate. Celebration should be in the form of a donation, cows. If we are, like, we if we have opulent enough to donate a cow, let's donate a cow. Opulent enough to go, anything, any donation is doesn't go in vain. And it's see, this whatever we have or whatever we get in this life is already been destined, and it's already been there. It's said that you're gonna get it. Then it comes, then the responsibility is on us and how we spend that money. How are we spending that money? We have to question ourselves, like, if I am getting money, if there is a homeless man, he doesn't have money, what is the difference? What kind of things I have done to get the money, and what kind of things he has done not to get the money? Not forget about others, but at least we should question ourselves, like, what kind of things we might have done? Why am I qualified to get the money? Or why am I qualified to have these kind of luxuries? That if we question like that, then we understand this is pure, this is all the karmas, right? This is pure karmas, and it's all destined. and that money can be here today, tomorrow it may not be there. So so from this we can understand, or we can acknowledge that um, we have to donate, right? So there was a question by a child, right? So Prabhuji, why do we have to donate to the temple? There are so many hungry people. There are so many homeless people. There are so many people who doesn't have basic needs like water, food, water are the basic needs, and shelter is the third one. Food, water, and shelter. But why do we have to donate to the temple? So I was explaining, and I was thinking also, yeah, there is nothing wrong in donating to the homeless people. There is nothing wrong in donating to the uh, people who are needy. So for that to happen, there are multiple organizations working already for that thing. For example, Microsoft has donated $55 million in the month of October. Month of October is a giving month. So just 1 month, they have donated $55 million and 35,000 hours of volunteer work we have performed, right? I'm also a Microsoft employee. So we have performed so many things for the people who are needy, right? This is for whom? This volunteer work is for the people who are needy. So like that, there are multiple organizations, they are contributing to that path. They're contributing to that needy people, to that homeless people, or any who wants that thing, right? And we have so many other organizations like Red Cross, and there are other organizations. Like I heard that salaries of this CEO of Red Cross is in millions, right? So if I'm not complaining about that, what I'm trying to say is, like, if a CEO of a volunteer organization like Red Cross is making millions of dollars, meaning he may be bringing in like easily $1 billion for the company to give it out to the needy, right? So my argument or my point to the child was that if there is nothing wrong. Yes, your thinking is right. We have to help the needy, but at the same time, there are multiple organizations. They're doing it already. But whatever we are doing is temporary. It's not going to fix their problems permanently. Let's you did a volunteer work to clean up the or to serve the food for the homeless people. Like, you did one whole day, like thousands of people they got together and they fed thousands of people, let's say. So you fed only for one day. What about the next few days? What about the whole year? Why are we not thinking about it? Now, okay, there are other people who are taking care of that. Now, in that case, so why we are in the situation? So who is addressing their mental, like, their spiritual side of the angle? Right? If everyone is concentrating and making, because we can see the physically they are needy, we're serving that, and there are multiple organizations serving that, and it's important, it has to be served. But at the same time, there must be someone who should be serving their spiritual needs, who should be serving their mental needs, right? If you don't serve the people for their mental needs, they'll get crazy, because this material world is crazy. You get greedy, and there must be someone to stop them. So that is what our temples are doing. That is what the spiritual organizations are doing. So there is both are required. I gave them example of this country, Venezuela, right? Um, it went almost bankrupt like a couple of years back, few years back, almost bankrupt. Why? The reason they found was, this is what I read. Maybe this is, yeah, how true I don't know, but this is what I read. I read that the government started for the vote banks, right? They started giving the free money to the residents. If you're a resident of Venezuelan, if you're a Venezuelan, then you get this much amount of money monthly. You don't have to work, because they had some gas. They were producing gas, petrol, and other things, and the government was getting money, and that money was given to the residents. So residents stopped working. When residents stopped working, no one was working. They don't know how to work now, because for years the government was feeding the people, just but they're just staying home, and there was a lot of problems with that. and finally they got bankrupt. So what I'm trying to say is like, um, feeding is important, but that has to be done. Maybe they're doing it right, but at the same time, the spiritual needs and the mental needs are also have to be addressed. Okay, so here donating the cows, donating to the temple is not wrong, and it has to be done so that someone is at least addressing the spiritual needs. Someone is trying to address their livelihood. You know? Don't make them animals by donating and giving them the um, uncontrollably giving fulfilling the needs, right? It's not gonna complete their need. That it's not gonna complete their or it's not fulfill their or they're not happy, or they'll not get satisfied with just giving them or feeding them. There must be some spiritual knowledge that has to be given also, and that's why we're donating to the temple. The temples are running it. Temples also provide food. Temples also provide many other things to the local community. So yeah, so that's one point. After this incident, all the elderly cowherd men assembled together, and Nanda Maharaj presided. They began to consult among themselves how to stop the great disturbances in Mahavan on account of the demons. So Nanda Maharaj was there, and all the elderly covered men, Upananda, so his brother, Nanda Maharaj's brother, they all came there, and they all started um, discussing about how can we stop these disturbances of the demons coming in every time. He considered, so Upananda, the brother of Nanda Maharaj, was also present. He was considered to be learned and experienced, and he was a well-wisher of Krishna and Balram. He was a leader, and he addressed the meeting as follows: my dear friends, now we should leave here for another place, because we are continually finding that great demons are coming here to disturb the peaceful situation, and they're especially attempting to kill the uh, small children. Just consider Putana and Krishna. It was simply by the grace of Lord Hari that Krishna was saved from the hands of such a great demon. So the residents of Vrindavan, or the Brajavasis, they never consider Krishna as a god. They always think they're their Lalla, small little boy, a cute little boy. And whatever, even though Krishna was killing left and right, they were thinking it's all the protection from the protection of our Lord Hari as Vishnu, who is protecting them. Next, the whirlwind demon, that is, yeah, Trinavarta, took Krishna away into the sky, but by the grace of Lord Hari, he was saved, and the demon fell down on the stone slab. So they're thinking that he fell down on the stone slab, that's why he died and died. Very recently, this child was playing between the two trees, and the trees fell down violently. So they're discussing these topics, right? Okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this demon came. Now we should be cautious and leave this place and reside somewhere where we can live peacefully. I think that we should all go to the forest known as Vrindavana. So they were in Mahavan, in Gokul area, and they want to move from Mahavan to Vrindavan, where just now there are newly grown plants and herbs. It is very suitable for pasturing grounds for our cows, and we and our families, the gopis with the children, can very peacefully live there. Near Vrindavana is Govardhana Hill, which is very beautiful, and there are newly grown grass and fodder for the animals, so there will be no difficulty in living there. I therefore suggest that we start immediately for that beautiful place, as there is no need to waste any more time. Let us prepare our carts immediately, and if you like, let us go, keeping all the cows in front. So, Upananda, he's very learned brother of Nanda Maharaj, so everyone listens to him, and they started packing up, and they started living. They're very simple. They don't have much to carry around. They don't have like 1,000 sets of clothes and 10,000 sets of furniture to carry around. They just picked up the bullock carts, and they started ready to go. On hearing the statement of Upananda, all the covered men immediately agreed. Let us immediately go there. Everyone had then loaded all their household furniture and utensils onto the carts and prepared to go to Vrindavana. All the children, women, and old men of the village were arranged on seats, and the cowherd men equipped themselves with bows and arrows to follow the carts. All the cows and bulls were pulled in the front along with their calves, and the men with their bows and arrows surrounded the herds and carts and began to blow on their horns and bugles. In this way, with tumultuous sound, they started for Vrindavana. So this explains us how to take care of the needy people. The cows should be protected. Cows and calves should be protected. We should give complete protection. And Vedas say that cows should be protected. But what we're doing in Kali Yuga is completely opposite. When Kali entered, the first thing he was doing was beating up when um, yeah, Parikshit Maharaj saw, what he saw was Kali beating up the bull. Right? That is that showed that the Kali has came in. That Kali Yuga, whatever is not supposed to be done, that's what we're supposed to do. Right? The whole country of India was um, going towards not eating beef or banning beef, but this one particular region they want to eat beef. They had it's such a shameful thing, right? Whole country was moving forward and trying to discuss about like banning the beef, and this one region in that country, they are doing a party. They have organized a party called as beef party, and they were eating beef just to show, or that is unexplainable, like how people think in this Kali Yuga. But anyway, so this is what uh, so the cows and calves should be protected, and then comes the children and the women. They should be protected. They were all put into a group. They were all together, and all of them were boundaried, or um, all the men, like strong men with bows and arrows, they were protecting them. They were walking like through, like they were covering them in the perimeter to ensure that there no harm should happen to the cows and the calves and the women and the children. And they were all going through the going to Vrindavan. They started going to Vrindavan. And who can describe the damsels of Raja? They were all seated in the carts. See, seat, super important. The women should be given seat. If you see a woman standing next to you, it's common sense. We should give the seat. Women, um, sometimes we forget, right? Sometimes we get so busy that we don't. These are small little things. It shows the culture, like how you were brought up, or it shows you what you are. So they were all seated on the cots and were very beautifully dressed with ornaments and costly saris. They chanted the pastimes of child Krishna as usual. Mother Yashoda and Mother Rohini were seated on a separate cot, and Krishna and Balram were seated on their laps. While Mother Rohini and Yashoda were riding on the cart, they talked to Krishna and Balrama, and feeling the pleasure of such talks, they looked very, very beautiful. In this way, after reaching Vrindavana, where everyone lives eternally, very peacefully and happily, the encircled Vrindavana drew all carts together in a half circle, and in this way constructed a temporary residence. What a simple life they had. They encircled all the carts into semicircle, right? And they were sitting there, and they set up. That's it. There's no tamcham. There is not so much of like hodgepodge, nothing. Simple. When Krishna and Balrama saw the beautiful appearance of Vrindavana, Govardhana Hill, and the banks of river Yamuna, they felt very happy. As they grew up, they began talking with their parents and others in childish language, and thus they gave great pleasure to all the inhabitants of Vrindavana. Soon Krishna and Balrama had grown sufficiently to be given charge of the calves. Now the episode of calves. Cowherd boys. Uh, from the very beginning of their childhood are trained to take care of the cows, and their first responsibility is to take care of the little calves. So when they were small, they'll get the responsibility of taking care of the cows. See, if you remember, if we have seen in India, right, the cows, they'll go for pasturing grounds, like the take care of the cowherd boy or the man. They take care of the cows. They go with the cows to the pasturing lands, which are little far from their residence. And but when the cows are going for pasturing, the calves, the small little babies, they don't go with the cows. They'll stay back at the home. They'll stay back. So that calves were so Krishna and Balrama, they said that they demanded. This was a big story. On the last one of the classes, I explained what happened there. But anyway, so Paugonda age, they came in and they wanted to go for the pasturing the calves. Then yeah, all those there is some story there. But anyway, so Krishna and Balrama were given the in charge of taking care of the calves, which are at home. So basically, they're not doing anything, but they're not going far away, but they got in charge of the calves. So along with the other little cowherd boys, Krishna and Balram went into pasturing ground and took charge of the calves, and there they played with their playmates. While taking charge of the calves, sometimes the two brothers played on their flutes, and sometimes they played with amalaka fruits and bale fruits, just as small children play with the balls. Sometimes they danced and made tinkling sounds with their ankle bells. Sometimes they made themselves into bulls and calves by covering themselves with blankets. All such beautiful pastimes Krishna was performing. Thus, Krishna and Balrama played. The two brothers also used to imitate the sounds of bulls and cows and played like two bulls fighting. Sometimes they used to imitate the sounds of various animals and birds. In this way, they enjoyed the childhood pastimes, apparently like ordinary mundane children. So, if someone is having such a beautiful time, right? Such a beautiful childhood. Think about how much these gopas and gopis were missing when Krishna left Mathura, left to Mathura. They had such a beautiful pastime. They had such a beautiful every day. They were waiting. Srimad Bhagavatam explains this, right? They were waiting. The boys were waiting for the sun to rise. They were just waiting. They were not sleeping whole night because the moment sun rises, they can just run to Krishna in the next morning. That was the goal of the boys. And the Gopas and Gopis, they were waiting for the sun to set. They say, when will the sun set? We want to see Krishna. So that was the attraction they had for Krishna. Okay. So that was the pastimes they had. Once, when Krishna and Balaram were playing on the bank of Yamuna, a demon named Vatsaura assumed the shape of a calf and came there intending to kill the brothers. By taking the shape of calf, the demon could mingle with the other calves. Krishna, however, specifically noticed this, and he immediately alerted Balrama about the entrance of the demon. Both brothers then silently approached him. So basically, what happened? They saw they were playing, the cows were pasturing, they were eating the grass, the boys are playing, and there were so many cows, right? Calves, the small baby cows. And this one demon called as Vatsasura, he knew that if he goes directly, he may kill, he Krishna may find out. So he took a form of a calf, and he just entered the herd of the calves. So now Krishna, without a second, he just found out that was a demon. And he knows his cows. Krishna knows, if like he knows the names of each and every cow of Nanda Maharaj. Later part we'll get to know about that, but now he knows his cows very well. And when outsider comes in, he knows. So he showed Balrama, hey, look at that calf, this is not ours. Balrama said, seriously, okay, yeah, right, you're right. Then Krishna uh, caught hold of the two hind legs of the calf, and he started swirling that calf. When he was swirling that calf turned into a demon, a huge demon, Vatsatsura, right? And by that swirling, he was swirling so fast that he left his life airs went out away, like he completely he died there, during the swirling itself. And he swirled and he threw it into the trees. The demon, that huge body is so huge that he fell on a tree. With that weight, that tree fell down, and with the weight of the tree and the demon, another trees also fell down. So that was the demon. Now the question is, it doesn't explain here, but I'll tell you a little story quickly. Um, yeah. So now the point is, like, all the gopis came, and they were like, hey, Krishna, you killed a cow, you killed a calf. That's a sin. I till just now I was telling that cows should be protected, right? The first priority should be the calves and cows, then the women and children. Now the Krishna is killing the calf. Even though he's a demon, he killed. So they were pointing it out. Okay, you killed. You have to do prashchita now. What do you do? What you have to do? Then Krishna said, okay, with his mind, his supreme personality of Godhead, my dear friends, think about that. His supreme personality of Godhead, with his mind, he has uh, he has brought in Ganga. Ganga is not anywhere close to Brajamandal. Okay, Ganga is in Delhi part. It's like 100 200 miles away from where this was happening, right? So, but Krishna with his mind, he created Ganga right there, and that Ganga is still there, and that because that Gangaji came from the mind of the Lord, so that Ganga's name is Manasi Ganga, right? So that area, if you go to Brajamandal Parikrama, you still see that Manasi Ganga flowing, and devotees go there and take the obeisances, pay obeisances, and take the sprinkling of the water there. So that's, I just wanted to tell that because this is a month of Kartik, so I wanted to add that. But anyway, so that is Vatsaura. Vatsaura was died. Krishna brought Manasi Ganga. He took a bath in there, dip in there, and he was all the okay. They were happy. All the kids were happy. Now, one day, all the cowherd men went to the bank of river Yamuna to water the calves. When the cowherd boys went to, okay, when the calves drank water from the Yamuna, the boys also drank. After drinking, when they were sitting on the bank of the river, they saw a huge animal which looked something like a heron, and was as big as a hill. Right? They saw a heron, and it was as big as a hill. He's huge, and this heron is called as Bakasura. Baka. See, this Bakasura is the brother of Putana. We remember Putana was killed. He was a demon. Putana was killed by Krishna. Now Bakasura wants to take a revenge, and he came in to kill Krishna. So its top was as strong as thunderbolt. When they saw that unusual animal, they became afraid of it. The name of the beast was Bakasura, and he was a friend of Kamsa's. He appeared on the scene suddenly and immediately attacked Krishna with his pointed sharp beak, and quickly swallowed him. So he didn't want to waste time. He knows that uh, his sister Putana was killed by Krishna, so he didn't want to waste time. He just came in. He was so huge. He just um, with a sharp beak, he just swallowed, quickly grasped the Krishna and put him into the mouth. Right? Like let's say if you like some food, like beautiful or very tasty food, even though if it is hard, we could not control sometimes, and just put it in the mouth, then we'll realize what we have put into the mouth, right? Same thing happened when Bakasura swallowed Krishna. Then he realized the power of Krishna. Krishna became so hot that he got his throat burnt. So he doesn't want to take him inside, because if Bakasura takes him inside, he will die. He knows that. So he wants to throw him out now. Like, he was like yeah, if yeah, died. But when Bakasura demon was swallowing up Krishna, he felt burning, furious sensation in the throat. This was due to the glowing effulgence of Krishna. The demon quickly threw Krishna up and tried to kill him by pinching him with his beak. So he threw him, and he wanted to kill him with just by pinching or poking into Krishna. But Krishna caught hold of the huge beaks like two heels, right? He just uh, pulled them apart. He grew in size, and he pulled them apart to break the beaks of that heron demon called as Bakasura. Mother Yashoda's child, who is the reservoir of pleasure for the demigods, who is the maintainer of saintly persons, caught hold of the great gigantic heron by the two halves of his beak, and before his covered uh, boyfriends bifurcated his mouth, just as a child very easily splits a blade of grass. Right? If you take a blade of grass, you can split like that. Just for time pass, we do that. Similarly, Krishna was doing it didn't take any effort for Krishna to do that. From the sky, the denizens of heavenly planets showered flowers like Mallika, the most fragrant of all flowers, as a token of their congratulations. Accompanying the showers of flowers was a vibration of bugles, drums, and conches. Whenever Krishna performs some activities, demigods they praise Krishna. They're always glorifying Krishna, right? Demigods, they're gods because they're like they're very dear to Krishna. They are they want to glorify Krishna at each and every moment. So that's what has happened. So okay, when the boys saw showering of flowers and heard, okay, they struck with wonder, and when they saw Krishna freed from the mouth of great demon, all of them, including Balrama, was so pleased that it seemed as if they regained their very source of life. So they were happy that Krishna came back, and as soon as they saw Krishna coming toward them, they went after him. So they embraced, and they were very happy. When they arrived home, they spoke of the wonderful activities of Lord son of Nanda. So this is a general thing they always do. All the cowherd men, including Nanda Maharaj, used to talk of the wonderful activities of Lord Krishna and Balarama, and they were always so much absorbed in those talks, and they forgot the threefold miseries of this material existence. This is the effect of Krishna consciousness. What was enjoyed 5,000 years ago by Nanda Maharaj can still be enjoyed in by Krishna consciousness person. Simply by talking about the transcendental pastimes of Krishna and associates. Srila Prabhupada gives a beautiful summary here, right? It has happened 5,000 years ago, but still devotees can still enjoy this part. Balram and Krishna enjoyed their childhood pastimes, imitating Lord Ramachandra's monkeys, who constructed the bridge over the ocean, and Hanuman, who jumped over the ocean to Ceylon. They used to imitate such pastimes among their friends and so happily pass their childhood life. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport of 11th chapter of Krishna, killing the demons Vatsaura and Bakasura. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's a beautiful story. We enjoyed hearing the story. It was lovely.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, it was Srila Prabhupada wrote nicely. Okay, Simeshwar Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have to go to a Damodar program. So shall I drop? Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, we are also going to do the Damodar Ashtagam here. Nobody is here.
So you all can continue, Prabhuji. I'll drop.
So any devotees would like to sing Damodar Ashtagam? Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for a wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any devotees are here?
Yeah, a lot of devotees are here, and I have done it once, but if somebody wants to do new, whoever not done,
okay,
they can do it. Otherwise, I would be happy to do it again.
Okay,
Hare
sure.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, I can sing. I can try to sing actually.
Okay, let me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, the last time you have like this stanzas, everybody takes turn to read.
Everybody takes a turn to read. Yes, this is singing.
Yes, yes.
One devotee can sing, and then everybody can take turn to read the translation. Yeah.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Jiramoda, you are going to sing?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Are you going to share the lyrics or should I
Yes,
open?
yes,
Actually,
I'm
it's
going.
open. It's open in my phone also.
So everybody can also see it. Right?
Guji, are you sharing your screen?
Yes, yes, Mataji, I'm sharing. Got it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So go ahead, Mataji.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्रजमानम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
यशोदाभियोलुकलाधवमानं परमृष्टिमत्यं तोत्रुते गोप्या
यशोदाभियोलुकलाधवमानम्
परं पृष्ठमत्यन्तदृत्य गोप्या
रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रियुग्मं मृजन्तं कराम्भोजयुग्मेन चातं नेत्रम्
रुदन्तां मुहुर्नेत्रयुगं मृजन्तं कराम्भोजयुगमेन साकनेत्रम्
मुहुश्वासकं त्रिरेखाकण्ठ. Prabhuji, can you help me here?
मुहुस्वासकं त्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठस्थिता दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्
मुहुश्वासकं
मुहुश्वासकण्ठस्थिरेखाकण्ठ
स्थिते ग्रवं दामोदरं भक्तिपदम्
भक्तिबद्धम्
इति दृष्ट्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम्
इति दृष्ट्वा लीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम्
तदीयेषु ते येषु भक्तिजेतृतत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे
तदीयेषिताज्ञेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न च न्यं वरेशदपीह
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेशादपीह
इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनसा विरास्तं किमन्ये
इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबालं
सदा
मे
मनस्या
मनस्य अविरस्तं किमन्ये
इदं ते मुखाम्भोजमत्यन्तनीले वृत्तं कुन्तलस्निग्धरक्तगोप्या
इदं ते मुखाम्भोजमत्यन्तनीले वृत्तं कुन्तलैस्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या
मुहुश्चिम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तं लक्ष्यलाभे
मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तं लक्ष्यलाभे
नमो देवतामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रभो दुग्धलाधिमग्नं
चालाब्धिमग्नम्
नमो देवदामोदरानन्द विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलब्धिमग्नम्
कृपादृष्टिवृष्टातिदिनं बतानु गृहाणीषु मामग्मे दक्षिदृश्य
कृपादृष्टिवृष्याति दिनं बतानु गृहाणेषु मामग्रमेदर्शय
कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमुत्रेर्यद्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्तिभाजो कृतो च
कुबेरात्मजो
कुबेरात्मजं बद्धमूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्य प्रयच्छ नामोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकं मे प्रयच्छ नमोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह
नमस्तेस्तु धाम्ने स्वरोदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने
नमस्तेस्तु दाम्ने स्फुरद्दीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाध विश्वस्य धाम्ने
नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो
राधिकाय
त्वदीया प्रियाय
नमो
नमो
अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकाय
त्वदीयप्रियायै
नमो
नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
हरे
कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा
हरे हरे
हरे राम हरे राम
राम
राम हरे हरे
राधा दामोदर जी की जय हरे कृष्ण
जय
Now we have to read
Thank you,
translations.
Motherji. Please go ahead and read it one by one. Devotees, please go ahead one by one. Please read.
Okay. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Shri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisance. Hare Krishna.
Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with the fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with the three lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not to the ropes but with his mother pure love, I offer my humble obeisance. Third one.
Please go ahead.
By
Please speak.
such a childhood pastime as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in a pool's ecstasy, and he is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in the knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with the intimacy and is free from all conception of awe and reverence. With the great love, I again offer my obeisance to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the nine processes of bhakti. O Lord,
I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this?
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yasoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes.
Prabhuji, you have to move it up. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera and Manigriva and Nalkuvera were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotee by you and your form, as a baby tied with a rope, as a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. Only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation.
O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisance to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Thank you, dear devotees. Anybody would like to? Anybody missed out? Anybody? Everybody read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you so much. I will read. I didn't read. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation or the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopala and Mundavana may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. Let's conclude then. Please join tomorrow as well. And next week onwards, we are starting Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay.
Wow, that's good.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. We are going to start in Kartika as well. So, thank you so much. Let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhevaja padidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namo.
Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki
Ananda
jai.
Kodi Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol. Hari Hari.
Thank you all. Hare Krishna.